Okay, Coach, we are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. Let's go. Let's go. You tighten up. Check three.
Protein spill.
Slam. Check 24.
Strong. Yeah. Play. Left. Bravo. Regular.
First down, Fitzpatrick. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody covered. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Go, Jeff. Left. Regular. Hey, Alpha.
From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 41-yard line.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. They'll run with his second-year man from ASU, Kalen Ballage. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chargers' 33-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now Ballage. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Come. There you go. Get down. Motion. Wait. 6-6. Pull it high.
52, right 52. I got you.
PPP.
Check three.
On first down, Swift. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
52.
Hey, exit.
Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Recon, 132 fighter.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Kalen Ballage, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
Desmond King on the return. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a carry by the 3rd-year man. This is Austin Eckler. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Taylor will throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They go play action with Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep. It's caught inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
2 seconds to go, 1st quarter. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 1st touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 30-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
That's track. 36, 36.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Watch the eye. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Feel it. Check. Hey. Regular.
On the jet sweep, here's Grant. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
580. 5-2, Mike 5-2. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
They'll try to throw here, Fitzpatrick. They'll set up the screen to Balaj. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 45-yard line. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Oh, man, partner, this is something cornerbacks love to do, and that's outthink a quarterback. If you get a sense that they're going to throw a quick out route or a quick hitch, you can just lay back an extra yard or 2, but then really put your foot in the turf and drive on the football. And here I think he baited the quarterback into the throw and made it pay off.
They started on the ground with Eckler. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Running on first down, Eckler. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 19-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Christian Wilkins in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Play action, it's Taylor. This is Jennings. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Let's think here. You're still just in the second quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show me I have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then, but for now, we'll take the 3.
The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They go play action now. Taylor. This pass to Jennings, and he makes a catch. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Off the play fake, here's Taylor. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. To throw is Taylor. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On the ground, it's Eckler. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now they'll throw with Taylor. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here is Eckler. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now it's Taylor. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
2nd down and goal. Taylor, escape. Touchdown, Chargers. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yo, kill! Topper! Topper!
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Sanders now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Wilkins picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Taylor got his man. It's Williams. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
A gain of 14, but it's now third down.
Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
You ain't going nowhere.
44.
On third down, Taylor. And it's complete. Henry. The end result, 21 yards. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21. Taylor now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Here's Taylor. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. On third down, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Taylor. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now Eckler. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. One receiver left, that's Allen. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now Taylor. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Steven Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The ball comes out. He was looking for Parker that time.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Go ahead. Go kill! Hey, wahoo! 35.
Fitzpatrick now after the fumble recovery.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go play action. Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
61, matchbox, right.
Fitzpatrick.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
218, jump.
Now Fitzpatrick on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Fitzpatrick. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Fitzpatrick to throw. And he finds Parker here, complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Fitzpatrick. Flushed out right. On the right side, open is Gesicki. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Hey, Hey, shift.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
Throwing again on second down. Fitzpatrick looking for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And it's 3rd and short.
Third down and 2.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Jeff, go Jeff. Switch. Feel it. Hey, box truck. Hey, 5-0.
Again, it's Fitzpatrick. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So now with little time remaining, they'll have this and maybe one more play. And they got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this, not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer Tim Karen said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for our visitors, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll drop down to 1-3. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6.
not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. 20 of us, that's 20 goons in the ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
S-T-R-O. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coupes. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the